trained. But I'll put our team up against any team conditioning-wise. I'm not saying every kid, but pretty much from 6 to heavyweight, you better come in. You're going to battle for 6 minutes with us. You know, I don't have too many kids that are going to you're going to break them. I mean, we're on the other end. We go out there and we try to break you. We're going to battle you. And we know how to wrestle on the edge of the mat. We know how to defend. You know, you get on our legs. We're not just going to roll over and give you a two. We're going to make you fight for every point. And that finals match, I mean, it's really, again, it's like one of those college type of matches where we're stingy. And that's the way I coach them. That's the way we preach to them is you get nothing for free. You get nothing for free.
Can you sense that you demoralize the other team when it goes like that, just systematically?
Yeah, it's kind of, well, not that I demoralize them. I mean, because they're a well-coached team. They're a very good team, Boyertown. And again, you wrestle that match again, it might not be the same school. Mm-hmm. You know, it might not be. But you get out on a lead like that. Wrestling's about momentum. That's why last night with Bell Vernon, I was really concerned. We started at the heart of their lineup where they're the strongest.
Right.
And, you know, I prepared my kids for that. I'm like, hey, you know, where we're starting here, we got to weather the storm, and then when we flip around, we'll be okay. So they were prepared for that. And they stepped up last night for that. Today was a little bit different. I didn't know what to expect, you know, because they're strong where we're strong, and we just won all those matches. But I should say I didn't know what to expect. I knew what my kids were capable of.
You take a lot of pride. You do, and you've been doing it a long time, a lot of work.
Yeah.
To hear that homegrown chant, do you have any reaction at all to that?
No. Wrestling's an emotional sport. Those kids on that team, on that Boyertown team, probably most of them are really good kids, and they have good families. I know they have great coaches. It's emotional when those things come out, and you know, no one likes to lose. I mean, we've lost. I was here last year and I lost. You know, I wasn't shouting over to Franklin Regional, you know, homegrown because they had a couple transfers on their team. You know, it is what it is. I know what we do in our room.
Right.
The kids know what we do in our room. We're tight. We're family. I've been coaching a long time. I never had a group of kids as close as these kids. I mean, they live together. When I say that, I mean, they sleep over each other's houses. They're always together. I've never seen anything like it. You know, last week I wake up in my family room. I got 5 of these kids laying in my family room with Luke and Cole. I mean, they're always together. They're so tight, and you're always going to have the naysayers.
Right.
It's just not going to. I think over time, people hopefully will reflect back when the emotions die down.
Right.
You know, understand these are just young men that are great kids, and they're a special group, and they're together, and they've gotten better. You can say what you want. You know, I love when people say, "Oh yeah, it's easy. They got all these studs." You know, yeah, maybe I got a stud or two. Maybe Mike Lario or Luke Karam, you can call them a stud. Those kids, believe me, Nico Camacho, he wasn't a stud. Zach Glenn was JV last year. I can go right up my lineup. You know, my definition of a stud and maybe what other people's definition of a stud. Now, these kids made themselves studs. They made themselves studs in our room, working hard, busting their butt. And I believe in our program. I believe in what we do in our room. And you know, the proof is in this.
Where does this team rank with the ones you've had in the past?
Boy, that's a good question, because as far as like just going out there and banging and doing your job, from 106 to heavyweight, even our, you know, look at Chase Krause. I mean, he had wrestled Jordan Wood, but they know their role. You know, last night particularly, they know their role, and you know, we have some good teams back there with Darian and Elliott and Zeke, and gosh, those guys were so tough. Little Randy, all those guys were on that team, but I don't know. This team's getting good. They're pretty good. I gotta say they're the top. We just won a AAA state team championship. I mean, I gotta say they're the top.
What can you say, the seniors especially, you know, who've been, you know...
Yeah, that's it's a tough one. I mean, they're all special kids, and, you know, watch them grow and mature from young boys to young men, and that one right there, that was tough. It was tough coming out for this last match, and that's the last time I'm ever going to be coaching my sons in a dual meet, and I got emotional about it. You know, I feel like all these kids are my sons. I mean, we're very, very close in that regard, and you know, I'll miss it, but I'm going to cherish it tonight. And it's the same thing. I have a rule.
Luke said you're going to cherish it tonight, and then start working tomorrow.
They know, you know, and they know what I expect. And I always said this: I don't hold on to things past the next day, because you got to be the same way when you lose. Yesterday, Luke lost a tough match. He lost a tough match. But you know what? He recovered. He woke up today and he knew he had to come out here for the team. And the next day's a new day. That's the way it is. Whether you win or lose, the next day's a new day. I've always held true to that. So we'll enjoy tonight. Tomorrow we're going to get ready for individuals. See what we can do.
How good is your 13-pounder? I mean, I know that was a pretty good kid he beat, and you look at that score and it's 1-0, but it was
He's
just a tremendous match.
He's getting better. And what I like about him, he's really deceptive because he's the kid, when you walk into a gym, you're like, man, I hope I have that kid. I hope I have that kid. His nickname's Spanky. I nicknamed him Spanky. He's like, what's Spanky from? I said, the Little Rascals. He goes, what are the Little Rascals? So, he's a young little whippersnapper, little Spanky, but man, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He keeps going and going and going, and he's getting better and better and better. He's knocking off some good kids. He's beat Crump twice now. Last night he tech falled a state medalist, pretty easily, and that Campbell kid, he's legit. He was in the Beast Finals at Ryan's weight, where Ryan didn't place. And I know that was a close match, but Ryan controlled that match.
Yeah.
He controlled that match, so he's something special. And if you don't know him, you better find out who he is, because you just think it's going to be an easy 6 points for you, and it's not.